Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be a community update for September 3rd, so let's get into it. Alrighty, I can honestly say that since the day I started playing Raid, which was about 4 or 5 months ago, this is the most exciting day since then in terms of being a person who plays Raid. Lots of really cool stuff, and finally Faction Wars going live, and also some really cool quality of life changes that I will go over. First of all, I do want to point out that the new features have been posted officially by Polarium on their website, and I will link to this post down in the video description. So yeah, I'll go over it really quickly and then I'll show you the stuff in game. We've got new features. Faction Wars, it's going to be 12 crypts that you get a certain amount of keys to fight in per day, and the starring system is actually a little bit different. You're going to need 5 champions from that faction to all survive the fight and get to the end successfully without dying. It's not like the campaign where you can have somebody die, and just farming XP. You're going to need everybody to survive to get the 3 stars on that mission. Glyphs are really cool. I love this idea and kind of how it works in the game. A glyph is basically going to be an item that will let you upgrade a substat of an item, and the better the glyph, the higher the ceiling of that possible upgrade on the substat. And then we're actually getting a new debuff, Fear and True Fear. And it looks like Fear is when a champion with this debuff attempts to use a skill, there is a 50% chance that the skill will not activate and the champion will lose their turn. So that has the potential to be very game-changing. Then there's True Fear, which is the even better version, and that is when a champion with this debuff attempts to use a skill, there is a 50% chance the skill will not activate and the champion will lose their turn. So that's all the same, but the skill that they try to use will also go on cooldown. So very interesting. I like the idea and how it works, so I'm excited to dive in and test out the Fear and True Fear debuffs, and it looks like we're going to be getting some champions from new factions or new champions released, probably new dwarves that have this type of a debuff. The interface changes, like I talked about, are very cool, and I'll go over those in game, but it's laid out way better. You got your artifacts, your jewelry, and your glyphs all right there. There's a separate tab to sell and new and all of that, so it's just sorted much better. I'm just scrolling through here to make sure I don't miss anything. Miscellaneous and balance. The game update reward has been adjusted. That's really cool. If you'll notice today that we got much better rewards for, updating our game. And then significantly increase the damage dealt by Seer's Karma burn skill. Seer is actually, an orc, an epic orc, I believe. Let me make sure I don't mess that up, because I don't have her, so admittedly, I'm not super familiar. But yeah, so this is Seer. Seer is actually crazy right now. I guarantee you this is going to get tuned back and kind of fixed, because it says Seer's Karma burn skill. They have significantly increased the damage of it, and right now, people are doing like 15-second Spider 20s with like level 12 Seers just blowing up maps. It's gonna get rebalanced for sure. It's gonna be kind of similar to Tomb Lord, where they released it and they're like, whoa, it's a little bit overtuned. So that will get changed, but I guess, enjoy it while you can. This is the Karma burn skill that got buffed, and it was way overtuned, and I'm sure they're gonna adjust it soon. It's remove all buffs from all allies and enemies, then attack all enemies. Damage increases according to the number of removed buffs. So what you're going to do is pair her with people who put a lot of buffs on your team, and then have her go last. She'll remove all those buffs and just wipe the map clean. And so it's really strong versus like the Spider, and she's hitting like crazy and doesn't even need to be like 6-starred or heavily invested in, because damage is based on enemy max HP. So Seer is just crushing it right now. So dive in and test that out if you have her while you can, because I'm thinking it's going to get balanced pretty soon. So I did want to point that out really quick in the miscellaneous and balance section. Anything else worth noting here? Yeah, so some champions now have auras that boost their allies in Faction Wars. So some champions that previously didn't have an aura actually got an aura that you can use in the Faction Wars section of the game. So very cool. And then we'll see if there's any bugs here that really stand out. Multi-battle algorithm. Oh, okay. So yeah, there used to be a system where you were getting like duplicates. You'd all of a sudden you would tell it to sell while you're multi-battling, and then you would see after all of your multi-battles you still have all these items. So you're like, what the heck? So that system wasn't functioning properly, and it looks like they've addressed that. Arena battle log. So the arena battle log, it used to only show your battle log like while you're logged in, and as soon as you log out it would reset it, and when you log back in you wouldn't have a battle log anymore. So it was very buggy in how the arena battle log was working, but it looks like that was addressed, so that's cool. A bug that prevented event rewards from being claimed if the player required. Okay, I didn't run into that, but that's interesting. Fixed masteries that incorrectly affected artifact applied defense. I didn't run into that, but okay. Prevented Skull Crown's resilient skill from being triggered when she sustained reflect damage. Okay, I don't have her, so I never ran into that. And then numerous minor bug fixes. So, okay, very cool, and lots of stuff to dive in here. So, first, I will go ahead and show you the new artifact layout. So, this is very cool. We can see here that we've got our artifacts, our jewelry that we get from the spider, our glyphs, and then we can sort this by new and see everything that's kind of new that we've acquired. And then we also have a specific sell tab where we can go ahead and just sell sortable by you just click this and then you start clicking on stuff. Now glyphs are very interesting in how they work. I'll go ahead and kind of try to explain it as best I can, and I'll actually go ahead and use one here. So let's pull up my Battle Khazar, because I did farm a couple. Let's see here. So it has to be a sub-stat. So I like to get my Battle a little bit more HP, so let's go ahead and use one of these, entry-level glyphs that I was able to get. So Vitality Glyph is going to be HP. We select the boot. We click Upgrade. We go to enchant, and this is where it's going to pop up our glyphs. We click on HP, and now we can see here that it's showing us the substat HP. It has a chance to roll either, somewhere in between 1 and 2%. So it's either going to be 1 or 2. As you go higher and higher with better and better glyphs, you'll see those percentages change. It'll be like 5 to 10% or something. So the way I believe this works is each glyph will have an opportunity or like a maxed out capability. So I can't use like 10 of these to get, like 15% more HP. If I use 10 of them, it'll basically just cap out at 2%. So what I can do is use these 2-star HP glyphs until I get the 2%, and then I would need to use a 3-star glyph to go past that. So basically if I roll this HP glyph and I only get 1%, I could then roll another HP glyph and try for that 2%. I would either get a 1% or I would beat my previous one and get the 2%. It's going to roll a certain amount, and then that is the maximum that you can get no matter how many 2-star HP glyphs I use. So I hope that makes sense. Let's spend it and see what we get. So it's currently 5, and it will show us the +1. Okay, so now if I had another 2-star HP glyph, I could roll and try to get that 2%. I might get 1% again. If so, it's not going to be additive. It's just going to stay at 1%. But if I get a 2%, it's not going to go to 3%. It's going to replace that 1 and go to 2. So a little bit hard to understand, but I hope that made sense. And if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. So now for Faction Wars, I did save my keys so that I could go ahead and do these in the video. So okay, this is really cool because we get to see on the Faction Wars map when they're going to become available. We get to kind of plan out our plan of attack because we can see that the next day is going to be High Elf and it is going to be Barbarian. So we're going to be getting Barbarian and High Elf the next day, and then we can even see the days after that. The 2 days, so the day after that will be Demon Spawn and Sacred Order. And then today is Lizardmen and Night Revenant. Of course, they're like the 2 worst factions I have. So, admittedly, Night Revenant was hard. I had to actually level up a couple epics in my vault and just throw some basic gear on them. But while I was doing that, it did remind me that I really want to go over the artifact upgrading because it is amazing. This is like one of the best additions they've ever done to Raid. Okay, so I got these gloves. Those are a pretty bad example because I don't even know if I want to use those. So, okay, so this is a really good shield, and I want to upgrade it. I can actually select, if I click on this little gear, I can select how far I want this to go. So let's say I want to take it to level 8 and just see what I get. We can go ahead, pump this to level 8, and the upgrade bar goes a lot faster. It looks like it goes about twice as fast. It doesn't go, like, you'll notice if I fail, it doesn't sit here and go ting, 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 fail, ting, 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 fail. See, it goes zip, fail, zip, fail. And I'll upgrade to a higher level so you can see it. But the fails are a lot quicker. Okay, so let's go to level 12 so we can get some fails in. See how quick that was? Boom. Okay, success. Boom. Fail. It's like twice as fast. It doesn't sit here and go ting, 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 fail. It goes a lot faster. So, and the fact that we don't have to sit here and click over and over and over and you know, to the point where we're smashing our knuckles into oblivion, we can just go ahead, set the gear to what level we want to go to, and it'll go ahead and pump those upgrades out for us. I love this. This is one of the coolest quality of life changes they have ever done for Raid since I started playing. So this is epic, and I actually posted in the community tab of my YouTube channel, you know, talking about this feature. If you go back and look at the history of my community tab, I posted something similar to this, but they implemented it even better than what I showed on my channel, and wow, this rolled defense times 3. That's kind of a rip, but I guess it's a pretty good defensive shield. I was really hoping for some speed and some crit damage, but that's okay. All right, now let's go into faction wars here, and let's go ahead and go over this. Okay, so you'll see here that I did this on purpose. I went ahead and 2-starred a few levels, and then I 3-starred one. So now I'll go back and 3-star this just so you can kind of see the difference here. So we're going to click battle. And then, so what I did originally was I didn't have a full 5-person team. So I wasn't getting 3 stars. You need a full 5-person team, and you need them all to survive the whole battle. So if all of my champions survive here, I will get that 3rd star instead of, you know, it being a 2-star completion. And for whatever reason, ever since the patch, my load screens and game performance has been a little bit worse on Bluestacks, so I'm gonna have to look into that because it's not running super well on my emulator ever since the patch went live. I love the layout of the level. I love the kind of like swampy serpent sewer look. It's very cool. But yeah, my game is not performing super great right now. It runs a little bit slow and a little bit choppy. But the good news is that we're getting that Polarium desktop version hopefully soon in the near future, so that'll be really cool. All right, and we actually got a speed glyph. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the speed glyphs are probably going to be the most sought after and definitely most valuable that players are looking for. So that's very cool that we got a speed glyph there. And then you can see up here in the top middle, we got a 3-star victory. So now if we go back to stage selection, we will see that instead of the 2 stars, it is now the 3 stars. So you know, as long as you have a full roster and they all survive and you beat the level, you're going to get that 3-star completion. So let's see how tough this gets here. We've got our roster set up here. And yeah, so one thing I do want to note about that, something that Glyphs might change is now on boots, it's going to be a lot more viable to get like percent stat as a main stat on boots, like getting attack percent or defense percent or HP percent, and then getting speed as a substat and slamming it with really good glyphs. That's going to be a lot more viable than it used to be. You used to, you know, almost always want speed as the main stat on your boots, but now it's going to be a lot more viable to get a main stat that is like HP, attack, or defense, and then get a really good speed substat that rolls a couple times, and then slam it with a really good glyph. So that'll be something worth testing and theory crafting around. So definitely a good shakeup, and a lot more boots will be viable now with the addition of glyphs. Also, when your keys run out, like your faction war keys, currently you're not able to refill them. I believe there's going to be a mechanic coming out soon that lets you refill your keys, but it's not currently in the game, it seems. Oh, wow. That was quite the freeze there. All right, and this one is an accuracy. Accuracy will also be a very good glyph. I think probably accuracy and speed will be the most valuable glyphs. Speed number 1, and then probably accuracy number 2, and then you'll have your other glyphs that slide in behind that. But I think speed and accuracy are going to be kind of the most sought after ones. But yeah, let's go back to the map here. And let's go Lizardmen. Okay, and then you'll see here I have 2 out of 12, and there's a little plus sign here, but I can't click on it. There's an audio cue when I click on it, but it's not letting me do it. So I think what Polarium is gonna do is kind of take some time to see kind of what players would be willing to pay for this, and kind of let the dust settle a little bit, and then we'll get an option to refill these keys and all that stuff. So currently you cannot refill them. Once they're gone, they're gone. So you're gonna want to spend them every day and kind of farm up these glyphs. But so I might as well spend my last 2 here. This one costs 2, and hey, it looks like we're gonna get a skill book and the possibility of it's a boss. So it looks like this could be a little bit different of a fight here. Let's see how this one goes. This is exciting. A new mechanic to really dive in and learn about. And yeah, the load screen is definitely longer on my emulator than it used to be. So I wonder if that's something that's going to change, or if that's going to be like this from now on. Looks like we'll be able to complete this level, so it'll be fun to kind of see how the boss fight works. Oh, wow. This boss looks really cool. Wow, that's really cool. Great artwork on this boss. That ability looked super awesome. This is my first time. You're kind of getting like a live reaction here. I love how the minions are kind of like little silhouettes or whatever, and the boss looks amazing. I hope that's a legendary at some point. Gosh, maybe I'm not going to be able to beat this level. I'm gonna have to get a little bit better team here to beat the boss. I might lose my Saurus on the left there. Yeah, I think here's gonna be the big rip. I might be able to complete it with 1 or 2 stars though. We'll see. Okay, yeah, Draco does really good. That ability looks awesome. I love that. That's really cool. And there we go. Okay. Okay, and we did get the skill book for beating it. So it looks like I didn't see, and now you'll see the victory screen. I've only got the 1 star here. So I wasn't able to get the 2nd or 3rd star, and I got a 1-star glyph that's HP. But I did get the skill book for getting to that point in the faction wars. So definitely gonna want to get to the 3rd star at some point. You know, I'll build a better team to get that the next time. And then also here, the rewards, the energy is 50. Get a skill book, so that's cool. We get some silver, that's cool. We get the chicken for the stars, and then we actually get an ancient shard if I'm able to. So the rewards are decent. That's not bad. And then we also have the Knight Revenant one. I did kind of a similar thing here where I think my Knight Revenant team will be a little bit better. You know, with the Doom Priest and the Sinesha. I saved a maxed out Executioner from my days of farming stage 11 when I picked up so many Executioners. I was like, I might as well max one out. It might do me handy someday. So that'll be good to be able to use him in the faction wars, saving up that Executioner and kind of preparing. But yeah, that kind of covers everything that I wanted to go over in this video. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. I wanted to, you know, just kind of do a quick kind of live reaction here. I just got home, wanted to throw up a video to you know, get this out to you guys as fast as possible and kind of break everything down, the basics of everything that's new. So I'm gonna grab some dinner and then flip on the stream, and we're gonna get after it tonight. So definitely, you know, if you're around tonight, stop by, hang out, let me know what you think. Also, leave a comment down in the comment section, and you know, I always enjoy hearing your guys' opinions. So let me know what you think about what's going on so far, and if I missed anything, definitely let me know. Remember, I will put a link to the official Plarium patch notes in the video description for you to go ahead and read it over, you know, on your own time and take your time looking over everything. So yeah. As always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.